Sorry guys, I'm taking a gamble. I'm not getting more water, but I'm good.
Look at all these drinks that I have. I have water. And I have Red Bull. Oh, that's not good to... you don't want to do that.
Hey guys.
Hey, Truman's back and he's about to tell a story.
It's part 2 of our our story time episode.
If you didn't hear is our first story.
There's a link. Click that link, go to part 1.
That's my
guys,
story.
Part 1, Phil told his story of brilliant sci-fi, and now...
Sci-fi. It's getting less and less of that.
I know.
But
well. Knowing my story isn't getting less and less of a fantasy.
Yeah. Oh, wow. How did you manage that? How managed did you that?
Guys, I don't have a title for my story. I'm going to come up with one right now.
Handguard.
No.
Okay.
You just randomly picked a letter or a word, a couple of letters, put them together in the same order they were on the page. No, I'm gonna call this story "Feats of Friendship?" ?
Cool.
One. I guess that's a really horrible title, guys.
I like that title.
I got a story, and it's gonna be good. And here we go. Feats of Friendship.
All right, let's hear it.
Also, I didn't proofread this at all. Whoa, stop!
I'm not. No more screen watching.
Stop sneak peeking.
I was just seeing what you had it saved as.
All right, that would be a spoiler.
Okay.
Except I tell you the same information like a sentence into the story.
Okay, fine.
Feats of Friendship. Third time's the charm. Deep in the bowels of Stone Fist Mountain, there is a small dwarven city of Shale Stack. In a back alley of Shale Stack is a tavern called the Dragon's Bane.
Oh my!
In the Dragon's Bane, was a dwarven man named Jasper Steeleye. Jasper's a gem.
Yeah, you told me your formula for making dwarf names.
Dwarf names are you gotta always use a gem or a stone title for their first names. So his name is Jasper. In his youth, Jasper was known for his strength, wit, and his ability to down copious amounts of alcohol. Now that the years had begun to etch wrinkles on his face, Jasper was content spending his time blacksmithing weapons and shields, mining for rare gems, and hanging out at his friend's tavern. Tonight, like most nights, Jasper had come to the Dragon's Bane to tell Big Mike about his old days of adventuring.
Big Mike.
I meant to tell you this in the story, so real quick, Big Mike was a human child abandoned in Shale Stack. So he's called Big Mike because now that he is a full-grown man, he is way taller than all the other dwarves.
Okay, I got you.
But it's kind of like...
So it's like Elf.
It's like Elf.
It's like Will Ferrell's Elf.
I guess he thinks he's a dwarf, maybe, but obviously he's not because he's really tall, so he's Big Mike. Alright. Thunk! Everyone in the tavern knew that sound. Someone had just pierced the door with a dagger. Jasper got up from his spot at the bar and walked to the door. Opening the door, he found a note pinned to the wood. "Hey, what kind of dagger is that?" Big Mike called from inside. Jasper retrieved the ornate dagger and note and walked back to his spot, examining them. "Well, this dagger ain't got any emeralds on it, so it's not a wedding invitation dagger."
No.
The dim lighting was making it hard for Jasper to clearly see the details on the knife. He held the dagger close to his face, squinting. The handle doesn't have any gold inlays, so it's not a happy birthday dagger." Wait a minute. Quite a few of the tavern's patrons had stopped their conversations to eavesdrop on the situation. There's a pearl here in the handguard." There was a mild gasp.
Oh my.
Jasper snapped up.
You know what that means. I don't know what that
Jasper
means.
snapped up to look Big Mike in the eye. "I've been challenged to a duel!"
Oh
man, I just launched
I saw that
all over my laptop.
I just saw like those letters just become magnified by the droplets.
"I've been challenged to a duel." There was a moment of silence in the tavern. Then there was an eruption of laughter, applause, and some people were doing that double-handed whistle thingy.
With the pinkies in the mouth.
Pinkies in the mouth.
Pinkies in the mouth.
Duels were one of Shale Stack's favorite forms of entertainment. Jasper smiled. Nobody had challenged him to a duel in years. He began reading the note. I, Onyx Ironface.
Just gonna hold on a sec.
What?
You didn't mention that it was rock name, and then the last name is metal, and then body parts.
We're gonna figure it out eventually.
Okay. I just wanted to say that was the formula that you let me know.
When I came up with the name Jasper Steeleye, it sounded really cool to me, so I just kept the formula.
Okay.
And I needed
Onyx
name.
Ironface.
Onyx Ironface. I, Onyx Ironface, have challenged you with Jasper Steeleye to a duel of manly strengths. 2 dwarves, 3 events, 1 day full of sweat. What time? Sunrise, of course. Where? The old arena near Sulphur Falls. Be there or have your family cursed with mustaches.
Oh. Wait, what's wrong with mustaches?
Well, dwarves are, they've got large, ornate beards that they're very proud of, so if you are cursed with mustache, you only have mustache.
Okay.
And you don't have your beard.
I was just saying that you have a mustache anyway if you are.
But the mustache is part of the beard.
Yeah.
Rather, you gotta shave off the actual beard and just leave the mustache.
Okay.
It's
I just you just said that he says cursed with mustache.
Yeah, cursed with mustache.
So as if he doesn't have one. But that's fine. It's fine. Go on.
That's a thing that happens in Shellstack. That's a common saying.
I'm ready.
Okay. The patrons immediately began paying for their drinks and leaving the tavern. A duel between Steeleye and Ironface would be enough incentive for every dwarf and creature in Shellstack to show up, and they wanted to get a good seat at the arena. Within minutes, the bar was empty, all except Jasper, Big Mike, and one really drunk orc who was content with sleeping on the floor in a pile of his own puke. It's the same orc from that other tavern.
Oh.
He's got a drinking problem.
Okay.
Mike, I'm gonna need a few more steaks and a refill on this ale. Gotta get ready for the duel, Jasper chuckled as he raised his flagon. Big Mike had never seen Jasper so happy and excited. For the next few hours, Jasper ate, drank, and told Big Mike all the highlights from his duels so many years ago. Cut 2. Finally, it was time. The dueling arena was packed with all kinds of people. The entire population of Shellstack murmured with anticipation. Jasper stood in the middle of the arena's grassy field, combing through his large red beard with his fingers. Somehow they transitioned to outside because this city is in a mountain.
Yeah.
They're outside now.
Okay, so. Well, they just left the mountain, just Lord of the Rings their way down the bridge, and yeah.
From somewhere inside the arena, a band began playing an exciting and menacing tune. Billowing smoke began flowing out of one of the entrances to the field. Another dwarven man triumphantly walked into the arena. His jet-black beard jostled back and forth with his stride. The crowd's energy in the arena was at its climax. Some people booed the newly arrived Onyx Ironface, but everyone was cheering. Remember how I said I didn't proofread this?
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Some people booed, but everyone was cheering.
Some people booed the newly arrived Onyx Ironface, but everyone was cheering.
I gotcha.
They're like, boo! Ah, boo!
But they're still cheering.
Yeah,
in the meantime.
Yeah.
Between boos.
Yeah.
So boo woohoos.
Woohoos, yeah.
Second best joke of the day.
Yep. It's been a long time, Jasper, sneered Onyx. I know, about 75 years, I'd say, laughed Jasper. Onyx was quick to correct him. 78 years? The 2 dwarven men began slowly circling the arena. They stared directly into each other's eyes. Neither of them would allow themselves to break the staring match, is what I meant to say. That's still a horrible sentence. Are you still...
It's great. It's fine.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Are you still bitter about me killing that Triclops?
Triclops.
Triclops.
Are those like Triceratops Cyclops?
No, they're Cyclops. Well, they're a Biclops with one arcane eye.
I like the fact they also have 3 horns.
I was gonna say Minotaur, and I was like, that's kind of boring. It's a Triclops.
Okay.
So.
Well,
let's get one thing straight, Steel Eye. I killed that damn Triclops. You just got all the glory when we got back into town. Told is the wrong verb.
Well,
Onyx was already pumping with anger. His black eyebrows were furrowed, and he began putting on his dueling gloves.
Oh.
You say you killed it, but who has that Triclops' head? Oh, that's right. It's hanging in my trophy room. Jasper rolled the sleeves up on his shirt. Are you ready to do this? I'm more ready than you are. Oh, yep. Sorry, guys. I was fiddling with stuff.
Yeah. I don't know if that made a noise or not.
Oh, well. I'm more ready than you are. With that, the two dwarves grabbed their ceremonial dueling axes and sprinted toward each other, yelling. The crowd fell silent. With all their might, they swung the axes at each other.
Oh, jeez.
With a piercing clang, the two axes collided in the air.
Oh, jeez.
Once again, the crowd began to cheer uncontrollably.
Whoa!
In unison, the two dwarves called out, We who duel call upon Equilibrio, the equality wizard, to judge our feats.
Feet.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, they're doing multiple feats.
Yeah, feats, F-E-A-T. Yeah.
They're having a foot competition.
Yeah, but no. Our feet.
Thunder rumbled in the
300.
city. A chilling wind blew through the arena. Jasper and Onyx stood steadfast with their axes still raised. A dark storm cloud grew above the men. With a sudden crack, lightning struck the crossed axes.
Do you say... Oh, okay.
Crossed axes,
okay.
yeah. They're still like...
I got you. I see what you're saying.
Okay. With an explosion of smoke, I missed a sentence. A swirling vortex of black and purple energy formed around the two dwarves. With an explosion of smoke, a robed man stood in the arena. It was Equilibrio.
Oh my gosh. Is he a god or something, or a wizard?
He's a wizard. He's
Okay.
an equality wizard.
Okay, I gotcha.
He's a wizard about being fair.
Okay.
He was small for a human wizard, but his stature was still taller than the other two dwarves by a full head. His pointed cloth hat gingerly rested on the back of his head, exposing his bald, liver-spotted head.
So, the back of his head?
Yeah,
like...
it's
Oh, I got you. Like a diagonal.
Like a yarmulke would say.
Yeah, okay. I was picturing like full-on just back, just plastered on there.
Small circular glasses rested on his nose, and his silken white beard, while not as spectacular as the dwarves, was still extremely long, reaching to at least his waist. Looks like this is a standard Class H Dwarven duel. Equilibrio conjured a small book in his hand. He thumbed through it, looking for a specific page. In this duel, participant A... He paused, pointing his bony finger at the black-haired dwarf. I'm Onyx Ironface, sir? The wizard huffed with a small amount of annoyance. All right, participant A, Onyx Ironface, has challenged participant B. Jasper was quick to tell the wizard his name. Jasper Steeleye to a duel of 3 feats on the grounds of... Equilibrio peered over the top of his glasses. Honor, sir? On the grounds of honor, the wizard repeated mockingly. You dwarves are always so concerned about your honor, said Equilibrio, as he then mumbled something probably racist against dwarves under his breath. Well, everything seems to be in order for this duel. We can proceed with the first feat. Onyx Ironface, since you are participant A, you will choose the first feat of the duel. The wizard produced a dozen floating cards. Onyx chose one at random. All the other cards vanished with a poof of magic smoke. One of those.
All of them.
The first feat shall be a feat of endurance, announced the wizard to the crowd. Contestants, wait for my signal. Equilibrio conjured a small wooden stool and sat down. A little cloud of purple energy swirled around the wizard, and he and the stool levitated into the air. Dwarven men began bringing large logs into the arena. Within a few minutes, Onyx and Jasper each had a massive stack of lumber piled next to them. These logs are that of the hardwood oak. Man, Equilibrio cannot talk.
Well, yep. Good thing you have some water.
I'm running low.
Yeah, no, because you didn't get some more.
Too bad. Each contestant must cut the logs into usable firewood using their dueling axes. The first man to drop his axe due to exhaustion will lose the feat. Onyx and Jasper walked to their positions in the arena and prepared their blades. On your mark, get set, go. Jasper lifted his axe and swung it with all his might. As soon as the blade collided with the log, Jasper's hands and forearms ached. Rather than piercing the wood, the axe had bounced. He swung the axe again, and was met with more pain in his arms. He had underestimated the density of the hardwood oak.
Oh.
It was harder than stone.
Oh, my.
Jasper stood puzzled, staring at the blade of his axe. With a quick glance, he inspected Onyx's progress. His rival was swinging furiously at his log. Jasper took a deep breath and lifted his axe once again. With a flurry of swinging, Jasper continued. After about 10 minutes of constant work, he stopped to catch his breath. Inspecting the log, he saw that he had finally cut about a third of the way through the log.
So hold on a second. So the game ends when somebody just drops their axe, right?
They like completely give up.
And they have. Is there any sort of like rule on how hard they have to try chopping at this?
It's all about endurance, man.
I mean, if they were just, kind of, one was just relaxing, taking his time, where the other one was furiously just like swatting.
In my head, the way the hardwood oak is like you have to keep pounding it, or you won't make any progress because it'll just like compress back
Okay,
out.
I'm just saying if one of them wasn't working as hard as the other person.
So if you're like chop,
yeah,
chop,
and the other person
you will make like no progress because you.
I'm just saying. There's no rules about how much firewood you have to make, right?
Yeah, I guess. Oh well.
Anyway, go on.
Well. Looks like the only way through this thing is a non-stop barrage of brute force, Jasper said aloud. Wiping sweat from his brow, he heard Onyx smugly call out...
He heard Onyx
He heard Onyx smugly call out, "Why do you think it's called the feat of endurance, idiot?"
Oh, shit.
Blocking Onyx out of his mind. Jasper once again lifted his axe. He sucked in a mighty lungful of air and began swinging. Another 15 minutes of chopping, and the first wooden disc fell to the ground. But there was no time for celebration. Jasper continued chopping and chopping at his log. The two dwarven men swung their axes non-stop for the next 4.5 hours.
Oh, my God.
On his side of the arena, Onyx noticed his vision growing a little blurry. The sweat pouring off his brow dripped down his face and collected in his now soaked beard.
Oh, jeez.
For the first time in a while, he turned his eyes towards Jasper, who was still chopping like a madman. With his attention diverted, Onyx felt the handle of his axe slip in his hands. The swinging blade twisted in the air as it fell. With a loud BAM!
Oh.
The flat of the axe blade hit the wood. Shockwaves were sent up the handle in Onyx's hands and arms. With a small yelp, he dropped his axe and fell to his knees. Catching his breath, he called out to Equilibrio, "Fine! That bastard can have this win. I'm done. I could keep going all day if my hands didn't hurt so bad." Jasper brought his axe down one more time, leaving the blade notched tightly in the oak log. "Sure you could, Onyx," he chuckled as he wiped sweat from his forehead.
Jasper.
Jasper won.
Okay, so is Jasper like the guy we're supposed to be rooting for right now?
He's
the main character?
I guess.
Okay, go on.
You can pick whatever you want.
Alright.
As per tradition, two beautiful maidens walked into the arena, because I'm apparently a southern beau.
Walking down to arena.
Walk down the arena and serve the combatants alcohol and meat. As Jasper...
I like meat.
Yeah, it's just various meat.
Just meat.
Yeah.
Like bologna? No.
Sure.
No.
As Jasper and Onyx choked down their refreshments, Equilibrio floated back down into the arena. Participant B, Jasper Steeleye, has won the first feat. The crowd cheered from the grandstands. As victor of the first feat, you get to pick the next event. Equilibrio once again summoned the mystic floating cards. Jasper wiped the beer foam that had accumulated in his beard and then proceeded to pick one of the random cards. That's what happens.
I know, it's what happens.
It rotated in the air for the combatants to see. "Of course," muttered Equilibrio. "The muscle-headed dwarves are now going to compete in the feat of strength." Equilibrio's announcement was met with more cheering and a fist pump from Onyx.
Oh, yeah.
"I always used to beat old Steeleye at these strength challenges. My muscles are much larger and more defined than his," Onyx remarked as he removed his shirt. He began flex strutting around Jasper and the wizard. "Good for you. Wait for my signal." Equilibrio once again sat on his stool and flew into the air. Jasper also removed his shirt in preparation for the feat, but he refused to make himself look as ridiculous as Onyx. Each man must take turns deadlifting these carts of rocks. After each successful lift, another stone will be placed in the baskets. Whichever dwarf lifts the heaviest amount will be declared the winner. Participant B, Jasper Steeleye, you will go first. Will be the first to go, is actually what I wrote.
Yeah.
On your mark, get set, go. Jasper walked up to his position. 2 wooden carts were attached with a large metal pole. He easily lifted the weights because no rocks had been added yet.
Like, how big are these carts?
Big.
Oh, like wheelbarrows?
Yeah, kind of. Like big wooden boxes.
I got you.
Yeah.
Just big. He used an arms to motion. You can't even...
big old arms.
How about this? 300 yards.
Sure. He
Front
easily
yards.
lifted the weights because no rocks had been added yet. 2 men on either side of Jasper placed a stone into each cart. Each carts. Onyx smugly pushed Jasper out of the way and lifted the now slightly heavier weight. The 2 dwarves continued taking turns lifting. 100 pounds. 300 pounds. 500 pounds.
Jesus.
After a good hour of competition, the rocks in the carts were nearly spilling out onto the ground. Jasper walked forward to the immense weight. His whole body ached. The new stones were added to the cart. Jasper squatted down and grabbed the metal pole. With the rest of his energy, he pulled up on the weights. Veins began to bulge in his arms, and his face went from a deep red to an almost purple color.
Jesus.
After a full minute of trying, Jasper released his grip. He nervously chuckled as he stroked his beard. Guess the years have started taking their toll on me. I can't lift it. The crowd gasped.
Oh.
Participant B cannot lift his weight. If participant A, Onyx Ironface, can lift it, then he will be declared the winner. Equilibrio half-heartedly called down to the 2 dwarves. Onyx walked to the lifting position. Clenching his fists repeatedly, he surveyed the cards. Where we at? 1,400 pounds? I looked this up. The world record for deadlift is 1,215 pounds.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so she's really strong.
I can see.
He asked as he surveyed the area. Piece of cake. Onyx bent his knees and secured a firm grip on the metal pole. He took a few deep breaths. The whole arena fell silent.
Science. History science.
When I miss a word like that, that's my cue to drink more water.
Yep. I ran out.
Yeah. With a sharp exhale, he pulled up on the metal bar. The bar creaked and moaned as it bent upward. Onyx continued lifting, his breath now short and aggressive. Jasper watched sternly as the carts slowly, but surely, began to distance themselves from the ground. Come on, you bitch! yelled Onyx as he focused. His knees and back began to straighten. Grunting, he finally stood erect. The crowd exploded into a frenzy of clapping and whistling. Onyx dropped the weights and collapsed on the ground. The refreshment girls helped Onyx back to his feet. Jasper and Onyx took the new tray of food and started eating as Equilibrio came down to the ground. Onyx Ironface is the winner of the feat of strength, so he will choose the next feat. Or 1-1 here.
Yeah, 1-1. Oh my gosh. Now the next one will settle it.
Tiebreaker. The last of the magic cards were summoned again. Onyx surveyed the remaining cards. Slowly, he began pointing to one of the middle. He began pointing to one on the end. But in a last-second change of mind, he selected one of the middle cards.
Okay, I was just wondering why you were messing up like that.
It rotated. Jasper began to chuckle as Onyx stood dumbfounded. The crowd in the arena began murmuring after seeing the reactions of the 2 combatants. Equilibrio grabbed his stool and floated up into the air. Loudly, he announced the final feat. The duel of 3 feats shall be decided in this last competition. Onyx Ironface has selected the feat of arts and crafts.
Oh, that's the best. I shouldn't have read ahead. I was starting to laugh.
Stop.
I'm sorry. I'm looking away now. There's nothing else to look at. You know what I mean?
Half of the arena laughed and began cheering, while the other half booed and hissed.
That's the best, man.
2 small desks were brought into the arena. Jasper and Onyx each took a seat. They were both given a basket of numerous art supplies. Glue sticks, construction paper, crayons, safety scissors, glitter, you name it. Contestants have 20 minutes to create any art or craft of their choosing. This competition will be judged based on beauty, skill, composition, and uniqueness.
Uniqueness?
Uniqueness. That's what I'm going to name my first son.
Okay.
Jasper cracked his knuckles while Onyx sat dumbfounded at his desk. On your mark, get set, go. The two dwarven men turned their attention down to their desks. For the following 20 minutes, there was little said between them. Equilibrio summoned this month's issue of Potion Fancy magazine, flipped through it, waiting. After a while, he checked his sundial and floated down to the ground. Time is nearly up.
Wait, he checked the sundial. He just has one on his wrist.
He's got one on his wrist.
Yeah, so yes, okay.
Just holds it flat to the ground.
That's
and
how
sees
it works.
What time
That's
it is.
how it works. All
Clocks are too scientific.
Yeah, but you have to be making sure you're standing in the right direction and all that stuff.
And you can't tell time at night, apparently.
Yeah. Well,
time is nearly up. Jasper and Onyx furiously put the finishing touches on their work. The crowd leaned forward with anticipation. That's it. Time's up. Equilibrio walked over to Jasper's desk. Let's see what you came up with, Steel Eye.
I'm getting flashbacks from class, from elementary school.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Jasper cleared his throat. This is a piece I called Triumphant Victor. He revealed his work to the wizard judge. You gotta stop reading ahead.
I'm sorry.
You're gonna ruin it for yourself.
I'm sorry.
He revealed his work to the wizard judge. It was a beautiful painting of a young Jasper and Onyx fighting together as allies in the desert camp of the Triclops.
Aww.
The vicious...
Drink some water. Drink some air.
The vibrant colors and stunning details of the work illustrated Onyx battling a pack of vicious wolves while Jasper stood triumphantly on the shoulders of the decapitated Triclops.
Oh my.
The severed hand of the beast held above his head.
Hand or head?
Head.
Okay.
You can't hold it above your hand.
You said severed hand.
Severed head of the beast
I think
held
you said severed
above his head.
There you go.
As Jasper discussed his use of color and perspective, Equilibrio held back tears. Noticing the judge's reaction, Jasper stopped. Are you okay, sir? He asked timidly. Nothing's wrong, Equilibrio said through his tears. I've just never seen something so beautiful in my whole life.
Oh, that is so great.
Jasper set down his painting and beckoned Equilibrio for a hug.
Aww.
Bring it in.
Aww.
The wizard let out a small laugh and walked into Jasper's open arms. After a few seconds, Equilibrio regained his composure.
Okay.
Alright, how about you? He said as he walked toward Onyx's desk. Onyx was still adding a few details to his work. Onyx stammered as he stuck a few feathers on with a glue stick.
Flashbacks, school.
I made an art I would like to call My Favorite Things. Equilibrio examined the piece of orange construction paper. As he thoroughly surveyed the work of the dwarf, Onyx nervously tried to justify himself. The central idea is it's just a collection of all my favorite things. Here, he pointed to a crudely drawn figure in the middle of the page. Here I am. You can see how strong I am. Those are muscles? Yeah, because I'm strong and stuff. Onyx held the drawing up next to his still shirtless body for the wizard to compare. In the picture, I'm drinking a tankard of ale, and I'm wooing a beautiful lady.
Beautiful lady.
She is buxom, isn't she? Equilibrio questioned the dwarf with a raised eyebrow. Well, yeah, I guess. What's the purple scribble these feathers are glued on? Well, when I was a kid, I had a pet dog named Ralphie. Equilibrio interrupted. Why feathers, then? I couldn't find any hair or fur in the material basket, sir. Of course, mumbled Equilibrio as he walked away from Onyx. It is clear to me, and probably most of you, that we have a winner. The crowd cheered as Equilibrio levitated himself into the air. Participant B, Jasper Steeleye, has won the feat of arts and crafts. With this win, he has secured a victory in the duel. With a wave of his hands, a huge pillar of dirt and stone rose from the ground, lifting Jasper.
Oh.
Jasper Steeleye, do you wish to punish the loser of this duel? The wizard asks. What are my options? Jasper asked. Equilibrio summoned the magic rulebook into the dwarf's hands. On page 406 is the appropriate punishments for a Class H duel. Please pick one. I need water.
More water. He's almost out. That might be the last of it. It's not.
Nope. Jasper peered down at Onyx. He read a few aloud. I could pick from any of these, huh? Banishment, 3 weeks in a stockade, only oatmeal to eat and drink for the next year,
The entry.
baby hands.
Wait, what? Just baby hands? That's it.
His hands, he turned into little baby hands.
No, okay.
Onyx was furious. He paced back and forth beneath the pillar of stone, muttering to himself about how he would get that Jasper one of these days. Oh yes, this is the one I want. Jasper held the book open to Equilibrio, pointing to one of the lines of text. The wizard nodded, and the magic book vanished from Jasper's hand. The crowd sat still with anticipation for what would happen next. The sky turned dark. Menacing clouds began forming above the arena. They rumbled and crackled, with blue and purple lights flashing and sparking. Equilibrio's eyes glossed over, and his hands began to glow with arcane energy. Onyx began to walk slowly backwards, away from the wizard hovering above him.
Okay. Good.
We're gonna try that sentence one more time. Everyone,
Everybody, eyes on us. Eyes on the class.
Onyx
teachers.
began to walk slowly backwards, away from the wizard hovering above him.
There you go.
Yeah!
Wow! Now put up your pamphlets. Your pronunciation pamphlets.
It's flashcards, actually.
Yeah, whatever. Writing things, put them away.
Electrical flashes filled the air around Equilibrio's body. The swirling clouds stopped moving. The punishment is just! Yelled Equilibrio as he pointed his bony hand toward Onyx Ironface. Onyx turned and started running as a dazzling bolt of lightning leaped from the wizard's hand to the dwarf's back. The explosive energy cratered the ground around the dwarf.
Oh my god.
Black smoke billowed out of the hole where the audience could see Onyx lying face down in the dirt.
Oh, shit.
There was an audible gasp. I wrote grasp, though. So everybody grabbed their seats. They're like, oh,
and
shit.
gasp, yeah. Oh, jeez.
Everyone stood silently for what felt like an eternity. Finally, Onyx let out a labored cough. After seeing his lightning strike had not accidentally killed the dwarf, Equilibrio shook Jasper's hand and blinked out of the arena in a puff of smoke. Onyx rolled over in his crater. His jet black hair and beard were frizzled out into a huge afro and face afro.
Oh.
Jasper leapt down from his victory pillar and helped his rival stand up. The refreshment girls brought out one last round of drinks. Jasper handed Onyx a tankard and patted him on the shoulder. You chose lightning bolt out of that rule book, Onyx said as he tried to straighten out his beard.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jasper laughed. Thought it killed you there for a second. I can take more than a couple bolts of lightning, you know that, Onyx remarked as he dusted off his pants. Remember back when we challenged that Storm Guardian? Of course, Onyx, but I also remember you complaining about electrical burns for a solid month. I was faking, Onyx replied. Nostalgia was flooding the minds of the two dwarven men. After a small, awkward pause, Jasper broke the silence. This was fun. We should do it again sometime, friend. He pushed his tankard out. Onyx reluctantly met Jasper's glass with a clink of his own tankard. Let's go to Dragon's Bane, Jasper said as he threw an arm around his old friend's shoulder. All the meat and ale you want, on me. He chuckled as he took a swig of his tankard. The two dwarves walked toward the exit of the arena, chatting about the day's events. That's it.
All right. Well, that's great.
In the end, the real prize
It's friendship.
was friendship.
I'm not gonna lie. Like, after they turned him over and stuff, I thought that you were just gonna go ahead and make his punishment baby hands after you mentioned that.
I'm
Like,
glad that bait and switch worked.
what?
I'm glad that worked out.
Yeah, like I just thought that you were gonna say that he struck him with a bolt of lightning, and then like he got up like after you just mentioned those passing things. Turns out it was the baby hands all along once they hand him the tankard or whatever. So anyway, yeah.
My original plan was that he was going to get struck by lightning and he was going to have like a horrible burn scar that says like I challenged Jasper Steeleye to a duel and lost like on his back in thug letters.
Oh, okay.
Then I was like, nah, we'll just
we'll
make the reward friendship.
Friendship. So there you have it, everyone.
Yeah, they can, you know.
We are friends on the Chatmen Friends. The Chat Friends. That's why that's our nickname.
If Phil wants to kill some beast and claim all the glory himself, I'll let him. Because, you know, I think he needs that in his life.
Yes.
And I won't be a dick and be all pissed off about it.
Yeah.
Onyx.
Yeah.
That's the real story.
And if you do, then I'll challenge you to a duel. Or you'll challenge me to a duel for some reason.
Who do you think would win in an arts and crafts feat?
I don't know.
I want to do that one time.
Okay, well...
The feat of arts and crafts.
Special coming up on the Chatmen.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, snap.
I kind of gotta do it now, I guess.
Well,
maybe.
Someday.
Probably
like half a year from now.
Yep.
Maybe sooner or later. Who knows?
So that was our stories.
Hey.
If you like those stories, like I said, click on Phil's face.
Happy possible almost anniversary of the Chatmen.
Well, thanks.
That was to the audience.
Well, I take back my thanks.
Well, I give you...
You are no longer thanked.
Well, you get it. You're welcome anyway.
I'm not taking it. I'm gonna return it.
Okay, fine. Then you're not welcome.
I'm gonna go to a friendship store and get like a cool hat or something.
I'm gonna invite somebody else in my house.
Yeah, do that. I don't care. I'll just leave.
We can just record the Chatmen.
I mean, I don't give a shit.
All right. Well, everybody, you are invited to my house, and Truman's not.
Write me an email at chatmenshow@gmail.com. Don't write Phil one. Don't.
But write me one on a postscript and say, by the way, you totally win an arts and crafts competition.
I disagree.
I don't know.
Go to our Facebook page and like it if you think Phil would win.
Also, yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah. Well, this was a good talk.
I'm done.
Okay.
I don't care. I don't care.
Well, tune in next time.
Just tune in next time.
We'll just not do this. We'll regain our friendship because it is a little bit of a rift right now. Our friendship is it's over.
It's over. That's it.
It's fucking it.
We couldn't even make it a year.
We couldn't even. Fuck.